Yeah, that's good, actually. No, that's a very good point. What about the neighborhood around Potomac Gardens and, all, the neighborhood where you live?
Mm-hmm.
You like the neighborhood, but is there anything about it you'd like to change?
Well, I really miss my neighbors who were there when I first moved in. It's really important for me to tell you, I really like my neighbors who have moved in since then. They're lovely people and they're really nice. But when we first moved into the block, the church on the corner was active and Mrs. Coley sold cake and pie out front and people would stop by and get that and I'd come home and I had one couple who were just always out feeding the birds and always talking to people and so forth. And I miss those folks. I knew as soon as we moved in, you could see that people were, that there would be people leaving. There would be people, because some people actually had opportunities to buy houses who had been renting. One of my neighbors passed away. Other family lost their house through the tax lien. And another neighbor, he said that his brother took out a loan on the house and he didn't know about it and didn't pay it back, so he lost his house. So I would love to have that feeling back, but I say all that I don't want to disparage my current neighbors because they're lovely people too, and when I see them, we smile and we say hello and stuff like that. So I would love to have, okay, here we go. I would love to have a neighborhood that mixes my neighbors who were there when we moved in with my neighbors who have moved in since. So I would have the sense that here's a community that's going to stay, where people care about each other, and I'm not watching it shift from one demographic to another. Because I used to sit on my front steps and think, okay, this person's going to move soon, and I know this person's going to move, and this person's dying. And I was like, I don't want you to go. And if I could have that mix, have a real diverse neighborhood, not have a neighborhood that's diverse because it happens to be in the middle of changing. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm. Have any ideas how to get there?
No. It's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
I don't. It's, and that's the thing that I'm realizing is just because I don't know what the answers are doesn't mean that we shouldn't be looking for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I will say, just from talking to you, you seem to have some suggestions. That if something were done about people's education and something were done about employment, then people would be able to afford to live here.
Yeah.
But the stuff that needs to be in place in order for people to have the people is thinking about education seriously in this city, or employment opportunities seriously in this city, we would need to have a political will for that.
Yeah.
And so now, have you ever thought about how one might create that kind of political will? I mean, it might be just a thing to think about, but
yeah.
It's
yeah.
And actually, even just talking to you, that you also looking for ways to engage with people in meaningful ways. Maybe that's a thing that kind of thing might be something that your more privileged neighbors could
mm-hmm.
bring
mm-hmm.
to the table.
Yeah.
This idea of being able to engage with the system in a way that
mm-hmm.
so that people might get that move towards justice and some control and having a future.
Yeah. It's it's one of those things that Yeah, I've been sort of living my life and raising my kid and, you know, going to work and trying to do other things and sort of thinking about these things on, you know, around that, like most people. You know, and thinking, well, I should really look into this more. And I haven't. And
Yeah. No.
and I should. And certainly you're making me think about that.
Which is, you know, yeah. Well, I think about it too. You know, there's but so much one can do. All right.